Always wanted to get my hands on the T4000, Reate T4000, Tashi Bharucha design, and it's a very wicked looking knife, isn't it? You know, once I got my hands on it, I guess I wasn't probably as enthusiastic about it as I was before. This is really kind of an odd thing. You've got no cutaway here, so if you've got a cutting area, I don't know that makes a lot of sense there. Does that to you? But maybe I'm just not looking at it the right way. Definitely a spear, not sharpened on this side, but definitely on this side. Well, let's see if it's sharp. Made by Reate. All right, and then I think he also designed the Star Boy, and there's a whole line of the T series, the T4000, which is what this is, which means 4-inch blade, T3000 3-inch blade, T3500 3.5-inch blade, and a little 2500 I believe I saw. So 2.5-inch blade, 3.5, and 4. There you go, centered up, no blade player lock rock. God, better not be. This puppy right here is right on $420. And it's titanium, and it's a frame lock, and it's got carbon fiber inlay that's really seamless on this. But they didn't do it on the back. I think if they'd have done this on the back, and I don't know, maybe something going on here. I'm just not sure I quite understand that. It's M390 steel. But if they would have done the inlay on the back, it might have been really a keeper for me. And of course, you know, check out the T3000, inlay on the front, inlay on the back. So if you're going to argue with me and say, well, you just can't do that. Well, yeah, they just can. Like a bolster lock thing, correct? So it is definitely doable. And then I just thought, well, the T3000, of course, 3-inch blade, so not probably one that I want. I really like this because it was a big old hoss. But then now, no. Had it had inlay on the back, I would have definitely gone for that. But I think I'll stick with my Reate Jack and Jack 2 and let this one go away. There we go. There's your model number. Information on the other side. Bead blast handle. Satin finish. 2019 manufacturer on this. Comes in a zipper pouch right here. So you got your Velcro pouch here that you can do however, and some extra hardware, microfiber cloth, that kind of thing. And it looks like a slip pouch as well. So you get all this gear in here, which is nice. I like Reate knives a lot, but I don't have a lot of them. They're, you know, pretty expensive. Usually $350 minimum and up into the fours. My Reate Jack 2 was $450, so $475, something like that, right off the top of my head, can't remember. This looks like an integral. It is not. The screws come through from the back. We will disassemble it here in a few minutes. How's the design flow? Well, Tashi Bharucha. I mean, yes, the design flow is really good. It's got that angular look. I mean, right on when you see this knife, you know, and blade to handle length is efficient. You just know that it's Tashi Bharucha when you look at this design. And it's very nicely done. It's just that, you know, the T3000 was a bolster lock and it had the inlay, and this doesn't. So, Don't know why they ignored that on this knife. Really don't. So there you go. Pocket clip doesn't really take over the design here at all. And you know what? I didn't have any issues with putting it in my pocket, but I only carried it once or twice. Take a look. How heavy is this dog? Well, we'll find out here in just a second. 165 grams, so it's not super lightweight, not super heavy. 5.8, so it's not 6, which is a good thing. And what's the length? And it's a 4-inch blade, which is 102 or 103 millimeters long. Cutting edge looks to be 3.5 inches. And overall, right at 9 inches, 22.5 centimeters. Blade stock. Well, if we can get a little bite on it, right from here, maybe. Okay, right in here. Yeah, 4 millimeters. That'd be come on. 0.159, 0.160 basically. And turn on our little measuring caliper here. 13.3 at 0.52. I'm looking to see if we're getting fatter and thinner. Let's see if I can take a measurement right off the back here. 0.50. 0.51 or what? So I don't see that there's any change from front to back now. So there you go. Flipper tab, I like this. I like the Reate Future actually. And I wish I still had that one. That was a hell of a knife. And that was an integral. Kicks right out. Pretty nice and strong. Got a fuller on both sides. So that part at least is symmetrical. And quick over the detamp ball. So yeah, that's nice. Centered up, no blade player lock rock on this knife. Gives you some fidget factor. Fairly heavy. It's a big dog. You know, it's not gentleman carry material. That's for sure. Take a look at the plunge. Hard to tell. Yeah, it's pretty symmetrical. Yeah, it is. It was just kind of, the light was hitting it funny. Yeah. Really interesting. There's your lanyard hole area. Ergos, well, just about right. Here's what he did. Cut away here. Now that fits my fingers fine. And it's squeezed, but it locks you in. Then I've got room for these. So yeah, it's really, ergos for me are good. If you have much bigger hands, you might be right on that hump. You know what I mean? And that may not be so good. Reverse grip is really good. And right here, but my two fingers are going right in this notch here. So really, yeah, that's really good actually. Ooh, M390. I think we've tested one or two maybe Reate M390s, and I think they HRC'd. I think they Rockwelled okay, somewhere in the 60 range. So they weren't under 60, as are many of the knives apparently out there these days when it comes to M390. Okay. So there's kind of, if you tuck under here too far, see you're still on the detamp ball. You got to get back a ways, let that thing kick over there for your fidget factor. So just stay back a little bit. That'll kick you right there. That is technically the flipper tab here. It'll hit you in the thumb. And it's jimped. But I like the look of that. And I like the way they didn't overdo the flipper tab. I like the way he tucks that up there. It's pretty intuitive. I don't know. Push button. Light switch really works better for me in that regard. And yeah, whew. Okay, so yeah, it came out that way. It's a pretty strong detent. It's pretty good. I'd call it a 5. And a lot of the stuff I've been kicking lately has been 3.8 to a little over 4. So this is stronger than many of the flippers I've done recently. No, can't do it like this. And if I could, then it'd be a 4. But I can do it like this, but that puts it in the 5. Okay, yeah. That puts it in the 5. Maybe not a 5.5, but it's definitely a strong 5. So, and that means, well, can I fail it? I bet I can. Yeah, okay. But still, you have to really concentrate to do that. I think just a lazy pull, and there you go. But it snaps out pretty well. So fit and finish is great. I love fit and finish. Although I don't know, I'm feeling this here. And I don't know if you have one of these, but this I feel. And it looks like the pocket clip on the 3000s is the same. See what I'm saying? So, wow. Yeah, I'm really feeling this. Really feeling it. That's just not good. Because this is where I'm balancing back. See, I got my finger here, and I'm kicking. I don't have it up here. It's not natural. Exactly. It's here because I'm balancing. I'm using this as a counterbalance for flipping, and I do that on a lot of knives. You can see where I am back here, but that doesn't bother me. Yeah, in fact, actually, this second finger is doing that. The first finger's not here. But on this one, this is, it's not the third finger. It's the second. Because of the pocket clip coming so far down here, that's where my finger touches. And that's not good. That's not good. Ouch. Yeah, and that you can feel it as you maneuver your hand around here. You keep hitting that point, and it's becoming repetitively a huge nuisance. Wow. Yeah, I think that's really actually rearing its head. I don't know. I guess when I've carried it, I rarely pull it out of my pocket to use it, and doing this really makes you much more aware of that pocket clip. Wowie. Yeah, I can feel it. It's just like, whew. And that's where my natural position is. So that's not good. Wow. So I would say that's a huge problem there. That needs to all be smoothed away, which means it's going to impact the design of the knife, which is, I think, going to make it not a knife that I'm going to keep. And, $420 knife, yeah, I probably don't, carry them around as my daily shooter anyhow, but still, for art, yes. And you know what they say? You have to suffer for art. And I guess you're going to suffer right there. Wow. Okay. Regardless, here you go with the T4000. Otherwise, interesting. Nice design flow. This seems awkward somehow. And I'm not a knife designer, so I don't know how to solve that. But, and I understand this comes around, it becomes a flipper tab. So I'm not saying that that needs to go, but maybe some kind of a choil between here and here would have been interesting. And I don't know what that would look like, and I'm not good at visualizing. Well, you've got access both front and back, but obviously if you're going to disassemble, you're going to have to go that way, pivot front and back, but only from the back can you get these other screws, and hopefully they're number 8s, and yes, they are. So let's hope that we're not spinning this entire pivot, even though we are spinning the entire pivot. Well, that's not good, is it? That's really not a good thing. I wouldn't think you'd have to do that on a $400 and some odd knife. But I guess I do. That's unfortunate. Okay. Wow. Thank you very much. How about a D-shaped pivot? God. Whew. I'm just getting more and more enthusiastic about not keeping this knife as I go. Those are just little things, but come on, man. You can get that off $50 shooter. Just think about it. Anybody actually handle knives? Okay. Bitch and moan. There we go. There's a pocket clip. Let's see if we can get the rest of these squared away. Well, they should be. There goes one. There goes the other. Okay, this is front. These are different length. Shorter in front. You can see probably why. Deeper back here. And then the pocket clip extra deep, of course, coming through there. So always make sure you think about that when you're reassembling. Okay. Can we, okay. Put our little plastic tool away. And we got it. And what do we got? Well, we got a backspacer with a locator pin that wanted to say hello. Number 401. There you go. Hardened steel insert, ceramic detent ball, over travel stop, and a little bit of junk in there. And there's your steel washer, which you need when you have titanium, and just a regular washer. And ceramic bearings. And nothing remarkable there. Or their internal, of course, internal blade stop here. And there's your detent track. And let's take another closer look. Oh, well, they built a ramp. And the only thing I've been seeing with a built-in detent ramp is the little Tucson knives for 50, 60, 70 bucks. But we did it here, so thank God. And congratulations. No D-shaped pivot, no little machined hitch in the cap or anything to line up and or keep it from spinning. Wow, that's disappointing. All right, let's sew some bearings back on here. And let's hit it a little. And you know what? Let's do a little bit of this on this ramp and track here, and then put this on. No problem. Other set of bearings right there. And don't see any reason why I can't just put this together. Oops, well, let's just put the washer on here like that. Should snap together, and it does. And let's put our pivot pin on here. At least they did one thing. They put all number 8s on here, which of course, you know, isn't terribly unusual anymore. Looks like things like Civivi Knives has that. Yeah, that didn't go far, and it's done. And our pocket clip. And done. Are we centered? Yes. We're good there. I mean, one thing for sure, you got to hand to Reate. They make a solid knife. I mean, it feels solid. It does. Definitely. Wow. It's not a lightweight, but ooh, it's a tank. It's definitely a tank. Tanks a lot. I love these knives. I do. Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, we do. We love them knives. So you guys, stay sharp.